Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine Stewart. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm here in Deep East, Texas. Well, anyways, it's very hot here. I hope you are finding ways to keep cool if it's hot at your house. But anyways, we're gonna get started on making a card. A fun fold card. I have already sent the card out, but here is the card, the picture of the card. And I promised to put the directions on my Facebook, and I never did. So I figured, well, let me do a video, because I am so sorry that I have not done that. Uh-oh, fix that. Okay, sorry. So I am going to show y'all how to make that card, and I'm hoping the shadows aren't too bad. So I'm going to start out with, you can, usually it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet I make my card bases from, but when I bought the new in color cardstock, they were out of the 8.5 by 11, so I got the 12 by 12, so that's what I'm going to start with. This is the pale papaya. I think that's how you say that. So we're going to cut it at 5.5. I'm cutting it on my Stampin' trimmer. So that's 5.5. And then we're going to cut it at 8.5. And then we're going to take and move the cutting blade down. And we're going to score it at, let me make sure we're going to score it 1 7/8, at 3, and then at 5.5. So we're going to line this up on 1 7/8. Move your cutting blade out of the way. Score. Then we're going to line it up on 3 inches and score. Mine gets stuck sometimes. And then we're going to line it up on 5.5 and score. Now, this is how I do the next score. I'm going to turn it around like this, where you're at this end, and then score it at 1 7/8 on the other end. It's just easier to me. And score. Okay, so right now I'm done with the trimmer, so I'm going to move it out of the way and get my bone folder. Mine has been well loved, and we're going to fold on all those creases. Let's see, we're going to take and flip it over, fold up on that line. You see that, not the 2 outside score lines, the 2 inside is where you're going to fold up. Okay, and flip it over. Now on the 2 outside lines, score lines, you're going to fold up. Okay, and then it will come out to look. Either way, this is how you want it to look. Okay, and that makes your fun fold card. Alright, we're going to go ahead and decorate this card. So we're going to bring the trimmer back over here, and we're going to cut some of the, I can't remember, Bloom, let's see, what's the name of the designer series paper? Bloom Where You're Planted paper. We're going to pick out some of that and cut. I'm wanting to use this piece. So I will cut into that new piece. I'm trying to see if I have a smaller piece, but I don't. I have already used that. So we're gonna cut this. I'll cut a strip at, our card is normally 5.5, so we're gonna cut it at, let's cut it at 5 1/4. By 1 7/8. We're gonna start this way first, make our long strip. So 1 7/8, and I think that is 1 5/8. Cut our little strip at 1 5/8. I think I'm right there. We'll measure it on the card. Because you don't want it to cover, you want some of that pale papaya to show. So, and then we'll cut it at 5 1/4. So I have about 1/4 inch showing all the way around. And so, see, we'll glue that right there. So when the card is closed, see. Okay, so you're gonna cut, out of that same strip, you're gonna cut another 5 1/4. Let's see, I want to, there we go, because I want this plant to show on this side. Okay. Now we're gonna cut a piece of cardstock in the soft succulent to go layer down first, and we're gonna cut that piece at, oh, turn the ruler right. So that measures 2 1/2 across, so we're gonna cut it at 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 in the soft succulent cardstock. I have some scraps over here, so I'm trying to see. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure that's plenty wide. So we're gonna cut it at 2 1/4. At 5 1/4. And see, that gives us that first layer right there. Okay, so we want to cut the designer paper 1/4 inch smaller. That is going to go on top, but we're not going to use this because I'm going to cut out a couple of those plants. So I am going to use a piece of this. I think this one's already cut to size, maybe. Yeah, at 2 inches by 5 inches is what we're gonna cut that piece. So that one was already cut for me from my last card. And it's gonna layer on top of that soft succulent like that. Okay. And now I'm gonna move this trimmer out of the way. And we're gonna get our paper snips. Mine's somewhere right here. Okay. And I'm gonna cut, let's see if I have, there's nothing, I've already, that one I've cut up, so that one ain't gonna work. I'm just seeing if I have scraps where I won't be having to cut into my paper. I think I used all of the little scraps I had. So I'll have to cut out of the big piece, which is fine. Okay, so I want, I think I'm gonna take and cut this one and the one above it, but I'm gonna take and cut this one over here because it's closer, so I won't waste so much of my paper. So we'll cut this one. I have one closer to the edge? Yes, I have this one up here at the top. That's closer. Okay, so I have those. So I'm just gonna fussy cut them. I'll show you. Excuse me. I don't go all the way down. I just kind of roughly go around. Like this. Kind of move your paper, not your scissors. You turn your paper to go around the edges to get a good cut. And I'm gonna cut now on my pot right up against the pot. And just keep. I love this paper. It's beautiful paper, and you can make your little embellishments out of this like that. Very simple. And now we're gonna cut this one. And this one, I tried to get as close as I could because it was hanging like that. Are you able to see that? I hope I've been in camera. All right. And just so you know that August 3rd, our holiday catalog goes live, and it's packed full of your holiday stamps, paper, embellishment things, ribbons, dies, and all kinds of wonderful stuff for the holidays. One moment, please. Okay, and you just cut. Sorry, my mom walked over, so I had to go answer the door. So that was why we had a pause in the video. So we're just gonna keep cutting around. Like that. But anyways, the holiday catalog launches August 3rd live for everybody. And it's also for celebration, where you will earn free products with your purchase of $50 before shipping and taxes. We have our little celebration brochure. You can pick out one item for every $50 you spend. And there's also some items in there that if you spend $100 and you want one of those, you pick out one of those. And it's all before shipping and taxes. So I'm excited. Sorry, I'm concentrating too. It don't sound like I am, but I am. I'm excited because the holidays is just wonderful. We have such wonderful products, and have so much fun making Christmas products and cards and all kinds of stuff. Little gift packaging ideas. And so anyways, I can't wait till start sharing some of that. Now, we haven't glued none of this together. I'm just kind of getting all my pieces ready. So I'm laying that there. And now we're going to get the die that I need to cut out the shape from. And this is coming from the Painted Labels There's 9 dies in it, and this is the number. Okay. I put mine in a folder and then put little magnet sheets where they stick to it. This is one we're going to use. Okay. Now, I have not bought the current the die cutting machine. So, I will be using my original Big Shot. I'm going to try not to move the camera. Let me turn it around. But y'all all remember the Big Shot, but we have wonderful, that's what was, my Big Shot was kind of holding my tripod thing down. Let me find something else heavy to put on it. Okay. So, but it has the same concept. It's just new and approved, sleek design. I love the new ones, and I will purchase one. I just have not yet. So what you're going to do is take your die, wherever I put it. Okay. And it's the same concept on the new one. I think we do have the magnetic plate for the new one, and it's new and approved. So you put your paper down, and you see your die, how it has the little ridges. That goes face down, and then the slick part should be facing up. You will put that down on your paper, and it's going to be the magnetic sheet, the acrylic plate, your paper, your die, and the acrylic plate. And I haven't got the new one, and you roll it through. I haven't got the new one, but I'm pretty sure it's the same way. So move this all out of the way. Okay, let me put that with that so I won't lose that. Get this out of the way. And you see how it still has all these little pieces. You just pop those out, those little pieces. We have a brush that helps get those little pieces out. It's one that you add to the end of your take your pick tool. I think you have to purchase that separate to go on the end of your take your pick tool. I don't have that one. I have the take your pick tool, but not the little brush. I have the original one that we used to have. Okay, now we have this piece. Now I'm going to be stamping on this piece. I normally stamp first, then cut out, but I'm a little backwards today. And let's see, that one, it says thinking of you with a grateful heart is what I have on the first card I made. But this one I'm going to put a little note with the biggest thanks. I'm going to stamp in there. So this is when you open it up. It's a photopolymer set. And it comes stuck to two little plastic pieces inside. I just take mine out and stick on the, it has, see how it has the images on the case inside, and I just stick them like that, and they stick to it. So we're going to use the little note with biggest thanks, and it should fit in this. Yes, it fits. And yep, it fits. So I'm also going to show you how to use the Stamparatus. To know, it'll help you get it straight. To make sure you get it straight on there. So it comes with these two plates. You don't store them with them closed because they won't. See, it kind of, and you'll break it. So I don't need both plates today. I just need one. And these are the magnets that are usually stuck to the back. And then you use them. And this is the little foam mat it comes with to help lift it up some. And then don't let these cling together too hard because they will break. And they're very strong magnets. It's hard to even dang, get them apart. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you can place this anywhere on here, get it the way you want it to be on your card. Let's see how I want mine. I think I'm just gonna do it like that. So I'm gonna put this right there and this right there, and it holds that piece down. I'm gonna line up my stamp before I ink it up. I hope I was in camera, but anyway, I just set that down on that paper cutout, and this one, I line my stamp up before I ink it up how I want it to look on the piece. And if you don't have your piece straight, you can move the magnets and move it around like you like. Let's see how I want mine. I think I'm gonna turn it. I think I'm gonna turn it like this. And then you put your magnet there, put your magnet there, and then center your stamp. Pick up your stamp, and you see your stamp stuck to the other side, and that is still in the same space. And see, when you put it down, it's exactly where you wanted it, lined up straight and everything. So you open this back up, and I am going to stamp in the soft succulent ink. You open up your, this is soft succulent, and whenever they're stored, this part is upside down already. So you open it up. I am going to ink this real lightly, ink that stamp up. Close your ink pad. You don't want to leave them open. And then come over here and press down. Very easy. I love this tool. And if it didn't get inked up like you like, well, you didn't get a good impression, all you got to do is ink up your stamp again. And come over and close it again. There you go. Isn't that pretty? So, I'm going to wipe the ink off my stamp real quick, where I won't get ink on anything else. Okay, and I'm going to put my stamp over there. Slide these away. Let me close these. And these are removable, so, but I just throw one on it and just lay the other one on top. And that's how I store mine. And then now, this is what that's gonna look like. But I took some Stampin' Dimensionals. Let me get mine out. And let me get my liquid glue out. Oh. And then my ribbon. This is let me get to where I can read it. The open weave ribbon. Its width is 3/8 inch. You get 10 yards on a spool, and it's the pale papaya. It's in the annual catalog. And then I used the pastel pearls. This is the pastel pearls, and it comes with several different colors. This color here is the soft seaside spray. Not soft, it's the seaside spray, but it's such a pale blue. You can't even tell that it's blue half the time. It just kind of looks like an off-color pearl. So I used 2 of those on my card. Let me show you. See? Okay, so let's start gluing down some stuff. All right, we're gonna move that. This is gonna be kind of a long video. So you take your first piece, your liquid glue, or you can use the the Stampin' Seal or all whatever, but I tend to grab this liquid glue all the time. It gives you a little more wiggle room, especially if you're newer at, so see, watch. So when you sit it down, you can move it around and space it like you need to, whereas the Stampin' Seal and all will grab pretty fast, and you won't, it'll tear your paper trying to move it around. So if you're newer, sometimes I suggest the liquid glue at first. Put a little liquid glue on this other piece, and just lightly, not real heavy, see? And then center that on that side of the card. Push it down, and this is what you got so far. Okay, now we're going to take our soft succulent piece, add a little glue to the back. And center that between those two middle score lines. To where it looks like that. These, I don't put anything on. You can, but I didn't, because they're like this. And, you know, you're not going to see them most of the time. Okay, you can put some little decorative paper there if you want. So now you're going to take your other designer paper. It's this one. It looks like stone. Not stone, like a concrete. It's hard to tell. You see the design? Okay. This was the back side of it, because our designer paper is double-sided. Okay, I put glue on that. And then center that on the soft succulent. Okay, and there we go. We got that much going on. Okay, now I'm trying to remember if I popped these up. I think I did. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back of both of those. Do y'all see those? So I'm just putting a few of them on there. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to flatten this out somewhere I can stage these how I want. You take that little backing off of those dimensionals. And this one goes down first, and I'm going to bring it up some. Okay. I'm gonna leave a little space because I want this one to look like it's a little further back than the next one, because this one we're gonna kind of layer on this one kind of like this, and it's gonna go a little further down. Trying to get it kind of like that. I don't want to cover up those leaves on that other pot, so let me do it kind of like, I don't want to cover up too many of them, kind of like that. Okay, now we're going to take our sentiment and we're going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of it. So, and this sheet I just finished out, so what I'm going to do is cut those in, because you can use those too. I want it to have plenty of dimensionals to pop up good. And it won't sink in any spots. Peel the backing off of those. Okay, now I'm going to place this in the center and get your sentiment straight like that. And then look how good it's coming together. Now let's get our excuse me, my voice is going out. Get our bow. I'm gonna take and tie me a little bow. And work with it and get it, and then I tighten it up, and then I'll pull on it some more and tighten it up to where, okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ribbon scissors and cut a little bit off the ends at an angle. Okay. Excuse me. Now I'm going to get the glue dots. Let's see, get all this back in there. Take your glue dots. They come on a roll like this. And this is where I use a lot of times my take your pick tool. I take the lid off, I use the pointed end, and I get one off and stick it to the back of that ribbon. I like to do one more. Alright. And stick it to the back of that side of the knot. Alright, and then you can place it to the side, the middle, wherever you want. I'm going to place it where I can read my words. Let's see. My head might get in the way. I'm sorry. And if your bow's too big and you can't see your words, you can take, once you get that down, pull one of the strings and then pull that one and then kind of pull it out to the side, and look at there. Alright, now, let me put these up real fast. Take those pastel pearls, the light Seaside Spray Blue, and I'm going to put one here because they have adhesive on the back, and then I'm going to put probably one, let's see, maybe right there. Yeah, right there. Alright, you guys. So you have your beautiful fun fold card. Like I said, you can put the designer paper here, or you can stamp something here. I just left mine blank. And then you can turn over and write your message on the back. And it does fit in our standard size medium envelopes. So there it is. I hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial, and hopefully I wasn't too confusing. If you have any questions, just leave them below and I'll be glad to answer them. And don't forget about Celebration coming. Y'all get ready. If you need if you're a customer of mine and need a catalog, or do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator you currently purchase from, please let me know and I can mail you a catalog. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great day.